Hi there, welcome to the second episode of my 10-minute moan of today, and the topic of this 10-minute moan is Ricky Jones. He's the Labour councillor who has been charged with telling us that the far right should have their throats cut. He's denied it, right? No, he has, seriously. Right, so the story's been picked up in loads of places, and the headline in the Express is Suspended Labour councillor Ricky Jones denies calling for far right to have their throat cut. Ex-Dartford Labour councillor Ricky Jones has pleaded not guilty after a video of a speech at a protest in London went viral. Now, obviously newspapers have got, and myself to a certain degree, have got to be wary of laws when there's things going to court. So what they've said there is they've not said that he's done it. What they have said is he says he's not done it. However, there's a viral video online. And if you watch that, you could come to your own conclusion whether you think he done it or didn't do it. So that's as much I'll say on that matter. So the story goes, Ricky Jones has denied encouraging violent disorder after controversial comments made at a protest during the UK riots sparked fury. Now I find this odd, and I'll come back to it once I finish the story, because the vast majority of people, probably an unusually high number in proportion of people who have been charged with stuff at protests, have went on to plead guilty, but not to Ricky, and I find that odd. Anyway, videos allegedly show the Labour councillor telling a crowd in East London that far-right demonstrators need their throats cut. He's also alleged to have compared them to Nazis, adding, "We need to get rid of them all." He was later arrested by the Met Police before being charged. The Dartford politician pleaded not guilty on Friday at Snaresbrook Crown Court. That's today. At the time of the alleged incident, a Labour spokesperson said this behaviour is completely unacceptable and will not be tolerated. So it kind of suggests that Labour seen him do it and said it is not acceptable. Completely unacceptable was their words. Reform UK leader Nigel Farage had called for Mr Jones to be arrested after the video went viral on social media. The case will now go to trial next January. The defendant appeared in a video link from Wormwood Scrubs. Oh, that's right, he's been held in, isn't he? And spoke to confirm his identity. At previous hearings at Westminster's Magistrate Court, Deputy Senior District Judge Tan Ikran said it's alleged that using a microphone you addressed a crowd at an anti-fascist protest and talking about others you described as disgusting Nazi fascists, you said we need to cut their throats and get rid of them. Defence barrister Hossein Zahir, KC, said Mr Jones accepted the words had been spoken, but denied knowing the offence of violent disorder would be committed. Okay, I didn't realise ignorance was a defence. However, District Judge Oscar Del Fabro said that the case would be referred up to the presiding judge as it constituted a Class 1C as a of the Crime and Disorder Act offence. So he kicked it up from the Magistrates Court. He ordered the defendant to produce a defence statement by October 25 and set a provisional trial date of January 20th next year at the same court. Mr Jones has been suspended by the Labour Party. Now, to change the subject a wee bit and get away from talking about Mr Jones, because there's perjury and stuff like that involved, because it's a live court case, try to be careful with my words. What I find bizarre is a lot of people who are not even held in custody are going up to court and accepting plea bargains to say they're guilty. And some people, a very, very small number, some of them who have even had their alleged crimes shown in viral videos, who are actually held in prison just now, are knocking back the chance to plead guilty. And I find that most peculiar, because I think it's fair to say, with the number of incidents you hear and read about on social media, that a lot of people, a lot of defendants, have been offered things to plead guilty. Now, I don't know if that is for reasons to speed up the processes and clear the courts with backdated trials, because if you plead guilty, then it saves any further trials, or any other reason. And any other reasons could be a number of things. There could be things, let's say, for example, there was things in the investigation that people didn't want to be made public. Then it might be worth having these not go to trial, because certain things might become public through evidence given by either side at a trial. So when someone has a charge against them and their court case could be uncomfortable for certain people, then it would make lots of sense to offer them lots of things to make them just plead guilty early. And that may or may not include purely the level of sentence that you might get handed down. And I don't think it's unfair to say that people have been offered deals to plead guilty. I don't believe all of them are purely lesser sentences, because generally if you plead guilty, the judge will take that into account and sentence you, and people are often reminded of that fact pre-trial. So if it's an open and shut case and there's stacks of evidence, people might be tempted to change their plea to guilty. However, I am not convinced that that is the only thing that's been offered to some defendants arrested due to protests that may or may not have turned to riots. And that is a bit scary. However, I'll keep looking for things that I can say. I'll be very careful about the things that would be advisable for me not to say. But rest assured, when I uncover things that I can say, I will say them. But for the time being, let's just watch this two-tier judiciary system show itself up. And this is the second video where it's shown itself up in the space of 24 hours that I've put out. And I'm not saying, I can't say that that's a two-tier policing system, because these people have been arrested. So there's no two tiers there, and it's not the police that decide on sentencing or put things in front of people to make them accept guilty verdicts and plead guilty. So that's not two-tier policing here, that's a separate issue. This is another issue which appears to be a two-tier judiciary system. Which is yesterday, we seen a man who was outside the protest, attacking the protest, getting 150 community hours as a sentence. And people in the protest who were doing things to folk outside the protest got 2-year sentences, custodial sentences. That is a clear indicator of two-tier judiciary system. When we have people on one side of an argument be given and accepting plea deals at quite a high rate, and you see someone on the other side of the fence of an argument not accept plea deals when there are viral videos allegedly showing what they've done, that's a two-tier system, because people are getting treated differently. And that's not fair. And I don't like it when things are unfair. So I'll do whatever I can to uncover and make these things public. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you've not already done so, please hit the subscribe and notifications button. But most importantly of all, unless you're involved in any of this two-tier policing, and as we see now, two-tier judiciary system, see everyone else, have a great day. Cheery bye now.